Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and we're looking at Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 1, Episode number 4, Memento Mori. And I have to say, well done. This is probably my favorite episode so far, and I'm not really sure if they can reach these kind of highs, but this is an amazing episode. It kind of reminds me a lot of um, an episode where the Enterprise, NX Enterprise on the show Star Trek Enterprise, faces off against the Romulans, but they don't know, they've never seen them before. And it also reminds me a lot of Wrath of Khan. So it's kind of like best of two, one really great episode and the best Star Trek episode, and my favorite movie of all time as well. So yeah, this episode is hitting it off the park. Um, so we basically have the Enterprise going to. Well, by the way, I need to say this. Star Trek Strange New Worlds is kicking the butt of Discovery and is also kicking the butt for the most part of Star Trek Picard. I know season 3 is coming up. It may turn out to be a big hit, but so far, Star Trek Strange New Worlds is killing it. Anyway, so they are coming to, they're basically trying to deliver an atmospheric processor upgrade to a remote colony of mainly Starfield, Federation people. But however, the outpost has been attacked and it's basically abandoned with just a dog that they find over there. And hold your horses. I hope they did beam the dog on board. Can't leave the dog over there, or maybe they did take care of it later. They find a lot of blood, so apparently somebody's come and attacked them. They have no clue. The away party beams back to the bridge, and then beams back to the Enterprise, and then they find that there is a small ship approaching them. It's basically the survivors of the outpost, and they say they've been attacked by an alien that they've never really met before. They've never actually seen them, and they have no clue what it was all about, who they were, and all that stuff. And a little later, the Gorn ship basically attacks them. There's a scene in which Lan Union Singh speaks to a young girl, one of the survivors, and she tells him that she heard this noise and basically like a clicking sound, and that kind of leads Lan to know that yes, this is the Gorn, and she tries to get them to raise the shields. However, they are still bringing in survivors from the small ship, from the colony ship to the Enterprise, and fortunately they are not able to raise the shields on time. We do get a few people who have passed away in this episode, but of course none of them are people that we people would know. There is one scene in which a they have to close down several bulkheads because they are going to be in trouble. And there's a I think he's an ensign, and he seems to be friends with Lieutenant Kyle, and he's trying to rescue him, but that guy knows he's injured badly, so he pushes Lieutenant Kyle through the door that's actually closing, and this guy passes away. So that's actually really sad. Anyway, so there is there's a smaller ship of the Gorn that they're actually fighting against, but they are almost outmatched in weapon style, so they have to go into this. Is it a nebula? Um, But something like that, and they basically have to hide from the Gorn, and then we find out that they trick um, they trick the ship, and they're able to destroy them. But unfortunately, there are 3 other ships that come by, so it's up to Lan, and using her her knowledge and of advanced um, tactical missions, and Spock to go and trick more of them, and then they're able to destroy the ships. So that is the main plot line. There's also the fact that they have to go into dangerously deep levels to hide from the Gorn, to not be detected, and that's when a lot of the problems happen. There's a side story in which the Uhura and Heather are actually trapped in the cargo bay. Heather is, of course, being the chief engineer, his hands are actually injured, so he's not able to work properly, and it's up to him to guide. It's all up to Uhura, but he has to guide her to get, like, so things going. The other fact is, Una is actually injured, so she needs a transfusion. But also does the cutie. She returns Ensign Christina, so she also needs plasma. And since they're running low on power, they don't have any more stock. They're not able to replicate any or something like that. And then Una says, she orders the doctor to give the last plasma bag to Ensign Christina, and she loses unconscious. However, later she finds out that the doctor Mbenga has actually given her some of his blood. So that's a pretty scene. So there's like three main things happening, or I would say four, because you also have Spock and La'an on the shuttle, the Galileo. Yep, touch back to the old show, the favorite and the famous shuttle. So you have the bridge, people on the bridge, the captain and his bridge crew. You have La'an, who later has to join Spock on the shuttle, and she's also undergoing the signs of trauma because she keeps seeing her. I think they didn't mention it, but I think it's her brother. I do remember reading that La'an's brother will be making an appearance, but is he not going to have he's not going to have an actual presence on the ship? I don't know, but I think it's her brother. She keeps seeing visions of him, and maybe the fact that she had to leave him behind. So that's them, and then you have the scenes in the cargo bay, as well as the scenes in the medical bay. So, excuse me, I'm feeling a little sleepy right now. So, I think it's really, really wonderfully done. There's just a couple of things might be, off on the episode. Maybe a few things that they didn't actually do as great, but those are very minor. I'll have to give the show, give this episode a really high 9 out of 10 because it was tense. I know that all these people are going to survive, yes, because it's a prequel of sorts. You know that, of course, Spock is going to survive. Una is going to survive because she at least has to be there up till the cage point before Kirk takes over the Enterprise. You know that Uhura is going to live on. La'an, we don't know. Maybe she actually does die late before the things that happens on Kirk's Enterprise, or Kirk's era of being in charge of the Enterprise. And the others we don't really know. Mbenga, and of course, Nurse Chapel definitely lives, but Mbenga, we don't really know about him. So yes, really, really amazing episode. Kicks ass, man. This show is like what I've been waiting for since Enterprise. And I'll also tell you that Enterprise was a show which I found difficult to actually get into. It took me the second viewing of which is probably around 2011. Until that time, I didn't actually get into the show. I thought it was initially I didn't like it. I had to rewatch season 1 all over. The first run was on cable TV, and then 2011 I started watching the show once again from beginning. And then by the time I was finishing season 1, I really liked the show, and it's got a big place in my heart for me. And since then, this is the show that's actually kind of going in their footsteps. Discovery has been a big disappointment for me. It's not really what I want to watch. However, I do watch it because it's still Star Trek, no matter how much we deny it. And of course, Picard has been a disappointment for the most part, with just a few things that actually keeps it really interesting for me. Of course, I am looking forward to season 3, and maybe that will be much better. We don't know, but let's hope and see that things will be absolutely wonderful in that particular episode. That particular season. But we're coming back to Strange New Worlds, SNW as I call it. Wonderful captaincy by Pike. All the characters really are awesome in this episode. Even the ones I haven't been very positive about, like for example Nurse
Chapel, because I don't know, I don't really like her. I don't like the way she's portrayed Nurse Chapel, and Uhura also like, a little bit. I'm not really a big fan of her so far, but still, I think everybody did a one fantastic job in this episode. 9 out of 10, guys. This is what Star Trek is all about. So take care, and I shall see you again pretty soon.